What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Traders Retreat. We're going to go over quickly how to find and put on the charts the expected move. So we're looking at SPY right now. And this is the daily chart. So I start off with the daily chart here, right? This is where Friday closed, 406.91. And we're going to use that level, right, as our, we're going to use that level as our base to add or subtract the expected move. So to find the expected move, what we're going to do is go into the options chain, as you can see right here. This is obviously SPY. So make sure, I'm sorry, this says Tesla, right? We got to make sure it says SPY. And what you want to do is, you want to find Friday's close, right? Which is going to be the 9th. So click on that. Come over to the right of the drop-down menu, and you're going to see the implied volatility is the first number with a percent. And then in parentheses, it'll say plus minus, and this says $6.739, right? So we're going to say $6.74. All right. So then let's hop back over. So $6.74, right? So get our calculator out, and we will say 406.91. We can go plus. Let me make sure I'm not brain dead here. Yeah, 674. All right, so plus $6.74 equals 413.65. So I'm going to grab my line, 413.65. 413.65. All right, so once I have that in there, right now I can change the coordinates. Obviously, just snap it in. What I like to do, you guys, is put it over the Friday candle, right? I don't care where it is up or down in price. I just care that it sits over the Friday. That way they all line up and I can kind of spot them. Obviously, I use my own color, or I use a separate color, I should say. And what I'll do is I'll put +1 space EM. Come over here to style, and I will make that color as well. So that's just the color I choose. It is what it is. Obviously not a big deal. So let's do the deviation to the downside here, right? So obviously we're, instead of starting at 406.91, all I'm going to do is subtract $6.74 twice. Okay, so I'm just going to do a minus 674 and minus 674. It's going to give us 417 cents. So 417. So 400. Spot 17. Boom. Okay, so there we go. Right now we have our -1 deviation and +1 deviation. Let's make sure we put -1 space EM in there. So anyways, this labels it right now. Let's do the second deviation out. That way I can show you how to do that. And what I would do is, if you can't watch these all day long, what I would have, what I do personally, if I'm not able to watch it, is I put alerts above and below, right? So I put alerts inside of this range. Obviously what I want to see, if I'm taking profits, if I'm in a play to the upside, I'm going to take profits, probably within 50 to 75 cents of the expected move on SPY, right? You're going to want to be, you got to give yourself a little bit of room, because what you'll see is it'll push up, it'll start to reject, and that'll kill your options contracts, right? Especially if you're in a 0 DT or a 1 or 2 DT. Especially 0 DT though, right? You want to take those profits as it's still moving up on that first push, if possible. And this gives you an area to get close to where you can confidently say, hey, I'm not just leaving a ton of money on the table. So that's how I use that. And again, these are all off of Friday's close, which is this green line. Now this will start to move, right? And the thing is, that's why you have to get these numbers on the weekend before Monday's open, right? So what I used to do, I used to take screenshots on my phone. If I couldn't get them, I would just literally go in, I'd check the options chain of any ticker that I wanted, and I would just screenshot it and I would save it for later, and I deal with it, Monday or Tuesday, whenever I ended up needing it. Now, what we've done in the Discord, if anybody's interested that's not in there, we have a channel dedicated to the expected moves, and they, I believe there's like 30 tickers, something like that in there. But all the big names, including like Snow, Square, TDD, XLF, PNC, Neo, Melly, MU, right? Micron, Morgan Stanley, Etsy, and then obviously all the big names, all the big tech, Shop, NVIDIA, Airbnb, Affirm, right? Netflix, obviously, the mega caps for sure. So just, that's another benefit of being in the Discord. But again, I recommend everybody, if you know you're going to be trading a ticker like Costco today or this week, right, has earnings. I want to know what the expected move is, because if it starts to drop, right, which I kind of expect it to drop, if it starts breaking through, I expect it to drop through the first deviation. Same to the upside too, but definitely to the downside through the first and possibly the second. And if it breaks through the second deviation, you're going to want to know where the third is, right? Because the chances of it staying, closing the week below, outside of that third deviation is extremely small. And again, that's it's not that it can't, but it gives you a great area to target and a great spot to either take profits or buy the bounce, right? I mean, there's many ways to play these. They act as support and resistance, but they also act as kind of a launching pad once you get outside of that range. Once you get outside of a deviation and it holds, and then you can see it's continuing to move away, market makers actually have to, and I say market makers, but option sellers, right? The options dealers, sorry, the dealers and the market makers literally have to hedge their deltas, right? They're constantly hedging their deltas to stay net neutral, right? They don't want to be net long. They don't want to be net short. They want to be net neutral. And what this does is once we push through and start accelerating away, that literally creates the need for them to push, cover their butts basically here in the opposite manner. Like if we bought calls, right, they'd be buying puts. Okay, so now all of a sudden it breaks through, they have to cover those puts by buying more calls, which then of course accelerates it in that direction that we wanted originally. So it can be very powerful, worth paying attention to. So to find the second deviation, any other deviation, all we're going to do here, right? Let's pull up our calculator again. I think we were going to the downside. Yeah, so we already have 417 in there. So again, all that is, right, is that's Friday's close minus that 674. So to find the second deviation down, we're going to subtract 674 again. So let's do that. So minus 674, that gives 393.43. So 393.43. I already got 393. So we'll just type in the 43, come over here, minus 2 space EM. Okay. All right. So, and then for the upside, of course, I'm going to clear this. What I want to do is grab this number here, the first, the first deviation to the upside. So that's 413.65. All right. And then I'm just going to add that 674. All right. And that gives us 420.39. So come over here, snap a line. Oop. 430.29, I think, or no, 420.39. We'll double check that once we're done, but okay, and then we'll just put +2 space EM. And it does look good. Let's just double check that. Yep, 420.39. So that's it. We're good to go. It's as simple as that. Don't forget to hit save. It's a big thing with TradingView. Some people have auto save on. I don't, because I'll have multiple windows open of the same layout. So I end up I just make sure I manually save all the time. Something going into next week, I'll touch on real quick here. We do have daily, and again, I don't normally chart SPY, but for those of you who do, you have daily supply here. We have it on SPX as well. I just want to kind of show that to you, right? So that's daily supply that we rejected off of and closed underneath. Right now, you have another one right up here, and I know there's a gap here, right? This is a gap. Everybody's worried about the gap, and look at it. It is the second deviation. It's right up there where the gap is, right? It's not by coincidence. It happens all the time, right? Same with the zones that I have, my regular OG zones that we talk about. They'll be right inside of one, or just slightly, next to one of the top or the bottom of the zone, and it's just it makes sense though, because those are areas of interest. It's where I expect price to kind of move and bounce and reject or consolidate. So, all right. So this is the other supply here. We'll snap this on. This is a bigger zone, but again, I would watch these zones for the upside. I'm not that bullish, but I know that, price could push up and still roll over, going into the week. There's a lot of things that could happen, right? So let's play it by ear, and we'll see how the week takes us. I will say this: if we start pushing to the upside on SPX, I was looking at 41.20. And then especially 4,200, right? Big time for me is, that's a big level. Now, obviously, there's a lot of room up to that point. But again, 4120 on SPX, that, I mean, if we start, and again, that's probably around 410, 411 on SPY. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure it's right around that level. The thing is, right, we get above, it's basically getting above daily supply, right? Especially if we get a daily close above it, then I can wait for the bounce, the retest, catch the bounce and play it up. But again, watch out for these expected move levels. Last week, as we saw in part one of this series, obviously it held even with Powell, right? Even with Powell coming out and saying, hey, everything's good, everything's gravy, baby. It's, it held within the expected range. So keep that in mind, guys. We haven't broken this downtrend yet. That's another thing. We did get over the 200, which is great, but we also need to get over this, right? We need to actually get over it, not just break above and then get rejected. So let's see if that happens. And good luck to everybody. Hope this helped. Let me know in the comments. Check out our new social media platform or new social media accounts. We're on Instagram, TikTok, obviously on Twitter. It's all Traders Retreat. On TikTok, it is Traders, lowercase, Traders_retreat. And look for the same logo, the orange logo with the bull. It's across the board there. It's also in the YouTube. I'll put it down in the description, but it's on the YouTube channel. I mean, it's all over the place. If you guys are interested in the Discord, let me know. I think everybody should try it out. We have a ton of educational content. We've actually reorganized a bit of it at this point. Still have a little bit more work to go. There's been some changes in-house, but it's working out well, and it's everything's, I think, for the best. So I'm excited to see what the future can bring. So if you guys are interested, check out the link in the description. Also, that link is on YouTube as well in our profile. If you have any questions, feel free to, leave them down in the comment section. Leave a comment anyways. Appreciate it. If you could leave a like, let us know what you want to see more of and what maybe you'd like to see different, right? Whatever the case, let us know, because we're trying to grow this, and we want to be pointing it in the right direction for our viewers. So thanks, y'all. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the morning.